I'm Lexi Brown. I'm a point guard at the University of Maryland.
And I'm Dee Brown. I'm Lexi's father, and I'm assistant coach, director of player development for the Sacramento Kings in the NBA. First 8 years I played for the Boston Celtics, and I played with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Reggie Lewis before he passed away. You know, got a chance to be around great players like Dennis Johnson. Then I went to Toronto for 2 years, and in my last 2 years I retired, played in Orlando with the Magic. We still talk about it, you know.
Oh, he's pumping his shoes up. Oh, there you go. There, first of all, he's got the favorite right there. He's pumping up his shoes.
I can go anywhere, and I mean anywhere in the world, and people identify me and the pump just because of the contest and me pumping my shoes up and doing the no-look dunk and things like that. And you know, it's obviously kept me relevant for a while, other than obviously being a basketball player and having a daughter in college and coaching in the NBA. But you know, every time around this time of the year, All-Star Weekend, I'm on a commercial or we're talking about it. I'm doing interviews with different different newspapers or publications around the country because it was iconic. Because of the dunk was unique. Because of what I did with my shoes was unique. You know, people want to take pictures. Hi, I don't think I'm that important. I don't. But I feel that people still recognize and still want to say hi to me. You know, it makes it feel good. But you don't care.
I do care. What do you mean? I mean, you know, it's 19 years later, it's the same stuff is going on. So, I mean, when I was younger, I was like, oh my God, that's my dad. Like, look at my dad. But like now I'm just like, I mean, of course, it's the little girl in me like looks at him in awe. And I'm just like, that's my dad. Like, he's incredible. Like, he's amazing. But I mean, you know, sometimes like in the middle of the workout, I'm just like, can we go? But you know, I still think I love seeing when people are like, can we get a picture? Can we do this? Can we do that? You know, hopefully one day they're like, can we get both of y'all's pictures? Can we get both of y'all's autographs? I mean, I always thought he was good. But then, what documentary was it?
The Reggie Lewis documentary.
Yeah, they made a documentary about Reggie Lewis. He was in it, and like he was like a main part in it. And I was watching with my mom, and I was like, this dad did all this? Like he was a captain of the Celtics. I had no idea. Mom was like, yeah, your dad did that. And I was like, okay.
And we don't talk about it. That's one thing I tried. Like, my career's over with, and this is her life. You walk in our house, there's not Dee Brown memorabilia all over the place. There's one thing that's always out, and that's the slam dunk trophy. That's out.
Gold trophy.
That's slam dunk trophy's there.
And it's not even like in this big case. It's like on our table. Like it's just there.
And so there's never been about me, especially when I had kids. Just trying to tighten up some skills. That's it. You know, I haven't had a chance to work with her since she came to school. Ever since I got on the West Coast coaching in Sacramento. So, you know, this is really the first time that I really haven't had a chance to work with her ever since she was 11 years old. So to be able to come back and get on the court with her and just, you know, tweak some things here and get in the gym, and it's good. This is our bonding stage.
I mean, if it was up to him, we would like chill, go see a movie. Like he was at the gym when I picked him up. Like sometimes I understand like he wants to like relax, but I mean, I'm not gonna see you till when?
Maybe ACC tournament.
Yeah, and that's a little while from now. Like so, you know, I have to. Even though we worked out 30 minutes, like that's great. Like that's all I need. 30 minutes with my dad, and that would be perfect. And we're going out to dinner after, so
yes,
you'll be fine.
You know, we grew together as a father and a daughter on the basketball court more than any other place, just because, you know, we grew our game there. You know, we taught life skills. You know, dad can be dad and coach and be a father, and you know, this is where we'd like to be. So this is the best place to be at, and it's the first place we came, you know, once she picked me up today.
Wow. I picked you up. That sounds
I know,
funny.
That's another thing.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, it does sound funny. I was scared. Because the first time she drove me. I gave her the address, didn't have to say, hey, this is the directions. She figured out the directions, parked, came to our practice, watched our practice at the Verizon Center, drove me back. I put my seatbelt on. I wish I had a helmet and a chin strap because I was nervous, but she got me here, safe and sound. It was her decision. It wasn't Dad's decision. Dad thinks you should go here. We should go wait till your junior, senior year. Let's go travel all around the country and visit schools. And we stuck firm because this is where she wanted to go. She didn't want to change her mind, and I'm proud of her about that.
When we came up to camp, it was just me and him. And And we drove up from Atlanta, 10 hours. We made that drive and loved camp, loved campus, loved the coaches. So on our way home, I looked at him. I was like, before we left, I was like, Dad, I'm coming to Maryland. I don't care how long it takes for me to get the offer. This is where I'm going. He's like, okay. So we got back home, and I didn't get an offer right after camp. So I was a little disappointed, of course. But I was like, okay, I'm going to keep working. And our plan was to get me to Maryland. And then literally 1 or 2 days after we had that conversation, Coach B called and was like, we want you here. So I said yes.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me was the history they had here. If anybody knows Lexi, everybody knows she's a Chris Tolliver fan. So funny that she made that shot in what city?
Boston.
You know, so it's kind of like that shot she made to win the championship for Maryland was in Boston. And so I've been a fan since then. We came to camp, and I enjoyed just the conversation with Coach B. I enjoyed their staff. I enjoyed the things that, you know, they talked about. It wasn't just basketball. It was about the business school that Lexi wanted to do when she graduated from college. If she, you know, obviously don't pursue playing basketball after college. So everything was in place. Because the first question I asked her, I said, you make the decision, it's fine. But if any other school in the country calls you right now, any school calls you right now and say, we'll give you an offer right now, would you say yes? She said, nope, I want to go to Maryland.
It was like they treated me like I was like a fan, like I was there for like one of the players. I'm like, no, I'm with my dad, but you know, I mean, it's fine. No, I should have I've been like, you know what, I don't need this. But no, it was fine. It's just the life we live. You know, we're together now, no offense. So,
you know, her come to the game. I didn't get a chance to come to her game because of our game. You know, we had a big win, so that's always good. She played well. And for her to come and support me, you know, coaching, and we almost pulled out a win, but it was you know, tough loss for us, but, you know, at the end of the night, I get a chance again to spend some time with her and her friends and meet her friends and talk about school and stuff. So this has been, so far, you know, other than the loss, it's been one of the best weekends I've had so far in my season. I think that's the hardest part about this job is that for the last really 6 years, I was a head coach in the D-League for 2 years in Springfield. 2 years after that, I was in Detroit with the Pistons, and then this year is the first year in Sacramento. So I've been away from her and my wife and my other kids between September to May, you know, because again, they have their life and I don't want them dragging all around the country because Dad is coaching. And that's the hardest part, being away from them. Not be able to see her play on a daily basis, not be able to spend time with my wife and her 3 siblings. But the one thing is that, you know, my wife has done a great job of establishing a relationship between, obviously, our family with her, of this is what Dad does. And I get a chance to see her play. I watch Terp TV. You know, I got that, so I can get a chance to watch her play her games. But that's the most difficult part about the whole coaching thing. I love what I do. I love my family more, but it's tough. It is. And you know what? I wish I could explain how it works, but it does. And if I didn't have a wife that supported me and kids that understood what I did, so we can not only have the lifestyle that we have, or just to be able to travel and do whatever, and her not worry and them not worry about anything, you know, it all works out for the best for everybody.
the first question people ask me is like, are your parents still together? And I'm just like, yes, they're together. Like, he just travels. Like, it's not like, I mean, to us, it's not a big deal. My mom is incredible. I mean, the fact that we have a huge family that we do, that makes it so much easier. I can't imagine if it was just me and when I went off to college and he's gone and my mom would be by herself. But I mean, she has my other 3 siblings with her all the time. I mean, we definitely keep each other busy, you know. He'll call us and be like, we can't talk right now, we're doing blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, oh, okay.
Sometimes they're happy I'm gone. Because I come home and after like a monkey wrench.
Yeah, he's like, why is the house dirty? We're like, we have been here for 3 months and it's been perfectly okay. Can you not? He's like, this is a mess. I need to fix this. We need to call the plumber. Why didn't you do this? And we're like, okay, go back to Sacramento now. Our family dynamic is incredible. And I wouldn't want to have it any other way, really.
Playing on the inside is just definitely very physical. It's every night you're playing against people who are either the same size as you or bigger than you, and it's just very, very physical. You have to be low, and getting rebounds is always a battle between the two post players on the inside, and it's just definitely a battle-like mentality playing on the inside.
It's a total difference. Offensively, you know, the little people are normally the shooters, and the big people normally pound it inside. And then defensively, the big people normally do the work. They get us the ball, so they get us the rebounds when they box out and stuff like that. So we can't get the guards and stuff like that can't get the start unless they get the ball from the post. So they do the behind-the-scenes work that most people don't get acknowledgement on. But I think they're the background behind what gets us going.
You know, the positions are quite different, but at the same point, you know, I think our staff does a really good job in terms of trying to have our players be versatile. And so post players anymore aren't just back to your basket type of players. I mean, they have face-up games, they have range, and we develop that throughout the course of their career.
I'm very fortunate that with the women's basketball team here, I get an opportunity to do some position development with post players on our team. Several players move in and out of position, so sometimes you have an opportunity to post some guards that move into the post, and then some post obviously get an opportunity to face up a little bit like Tiana did last year. But it's a neat opportunity. I was able to play both positions in college, so I think it's been a lot of fun to learn how to work individually with both positions.
Coach Langley when it comes to the post, it's like she understands it. Sometimes I kind of like second guess it because I feel like, she was short, so she don't really understand about like the big girls and going against them sometimes. But a lot of the things when she tried to help me, it makes a lot of sense. And we watch film and she explains it on the film, and when we watch it, and then I start to feed into it and start believing what she is saying sometimes. Before, I used to, second guess it a lot. But now being here and seeing that she does understand the post and when the post up, when the seal, your different catches, your different moves, she's good.
It's emotionally different for a post player than a guard, I would say, is probably the tenacity that you need to play with, the physicality that you need to demonstrate consistently inside. You have an opportunity to be without contact more on the perimeter, and once you step inside the paint, it's really a war, and you have to have a certain type of mentality to do that day in and day out.
You're going against bigger girls that are stronger than you. It's a battle to try to get a box out or try to get around on defense. On offense, sometimes I have to take a couple post players out sometimes, Gets a little physical down there, so sometimes you just got to hold your ground, and I tend to do that sometimes. So. On the legs, there's a lot of tie-ups, a lot of physical, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a lot of trying to demand and control the paint area. It's a lot of back and forth confusion going on inside the paint sometimes.
Talk about being lower than the player that that's guarding you, that you're guarding. It's a constant battle for position, a constant battle of the lower body. A lot of people see the upper body contact, but there's really a lot more contact in the lower body, in the back, different things like that.
Yeah, well, see, you're not supposed to use your lower body, but I do both. I'm not supposed to. Coach Langley always gets on me about my arms and how I need to get lower and stay down more on my post up, but it's mostly legs actually, all the time. Every time someone sees me, it's like, you have to play basketball. You must play basketball. What team do you play for type thing, yeah.
I don't think size really matters in the fight. A lot of people say that you have to be bigger, you need to get a bigger post. I don't think that really plays into it. There's a certain, obviously you've got to be a certain height, you're going to struggle over the height, but really it's the heart of the person that's battling inside, and the fundamentals, the footwork, the willingness to do the dirty work inside and really consistently fight for position all the time. And then, again, like I said, being quick and agile enough to release contact in that fight and then, reestablish position adjust and play with your quicker perimeter players, get out of their way when you need to, make the right reads and cuts. So I think there's so many factors for good post players, but how hard they're willing to work is really important. How low and strong their base is, their footwork, how quickly they can move from strength to quickness, all those things factor in. My name is Tina Langley. I'm an assistant coach with the women's basketball team.
I don't even know where to begin with the role that Tina plays for our program. Has been our associate head coach and recruiting coordinator, and just a tireless worker, whatever role that is. She's selflessly going to do it. And obviously, does a phenomenal job, evaluating talent, being able to develop any kind of relationship with a high school coach, AAU coach, parent. Doesn't matter. She's going to find the dynamic.
Life on the road, it's a lot of fun sometimes, and sometimes it's a little frustrating. It's different. You could be at the end of a game and run out of the gym and try to get to your car to get to a flight to get to the next game, and something might go wrong with the flight or be late, or snow comes and I just arrived in Atlanta the other day and the game was canceled, and then I flew somewhere else and that game was canceled, and so you're just constantly on the go. But one great thing I think that you find is that you can use time to work in whatever setting that you're in. So whether you're on the plane or in the airport or whatever place that you're in that moment, you can use it to be better. I think the best and the funniest times in recruiting are really when you get to travel together with the coaches that you have. And I have recruiting scenarios that have happened at other places actually that have been quite humorous. Years ago I was traveling in another country with a head coach, and the weather was really bad, and I recognized that it was probably a tornado, and I was explaining to him how this is the clouds and this is why this is a tornado, because he'd never been around tornadoes where he lived, and he just was screaming at me, why don't you stop talking and drive faster, So you just have moments where you're like, well, it's amazing we do this for a living. And since I've been here, I would say that Coach Freeze does a phenomenal job with all of us of telling us, hey, you need to go take some time, go see your family, or you've been out for a long time, why don't you work from home today, or something, and trying to get us a little bit of balance. But there's a limit to what balance you can have. If you do want to be the best of the best, there is a certain level of work ethic. I think that this program and the players and the staff understand that there is a sacrifice that all of us make every day, and trying to make the right decisions, always for the program first and for yourself second. That's what it's about, to be a part of a team.
To be able to have somebody like that, 24/7, who sacrifices, for the good of the program, is really hard to be able to find.
Coach Langley is a great person. I love her. We just get along. We have a lot of one-on-one conversations. Talk to her about anything.
I don't even know how to explain. She's like a mom. She's definitely like the mom away from home, and anytime I have a problem, I can go talk to her. She gives me advice on not only basketball, but just life in general, lifelong lessons. She's helped me with my academics and trying to figure out where I want to go, and she's just definitely someone I can trust, and she's like a mom away from home.
Always has a good spirit. It's always happiness, always brings good energy. You can always expect out of her to get a smile. And even when she's mad at you, it's always going to be said in a kind, sweethearted way. So it's not even like she's mad at you. But when she is mad, you know it.
If you're willing to do it, do it. If not, then don't. Then get out. I'm tired of it.
But everybody could have a temper. But, Coach Langley, she's speaking from the heart. So that's how you got to look at it sometimes. And sometimes you just need that person to tell us when we're doing something wrong, and to tell us, we got to tighten up sometimes.
In this locker room is our time. On that court is our time. When you're on the bench, you're for our team. When you're on the floor, you're fighting for our team.
I think Maryland is probably many people's dream job. I'm very blessed to be a part of this staff, to most importantly to work and learn from Brenda Freeze. She's been such an amazing mentor in my life. To have an opportunity to work for a female head coach who balances her family and this team as a second family, and how hard she works, and really nothing is left undone at the end of the day. She's used every single second of the day, and it's been such an amazing thing to witness and be a part of. You think you work hard until you work for Brenda Freeze, and then she shows you there's more to give, and she gives of herself as a person, as a coach, a mother, a wife. You can watch her fill every role, and it's really been such a blessing to be a part of the program and see what she's been able to do and bring to this program at Maryland.
So today we took the players and a couple of our staff members on a tour of the Under Armour facility in Baltimore, which is right on the harbor, which was really, really pretty. I think we all didn't realize they have basically a whole complex. They've kind of taken over this area of Baltimore, and it's really, really big with where they manufacture things, where they come up with new ideas, showrooms, things like that. So our players got to see some of the gear that's coming out soon, as well as kind of figure out how the brand works as a whole. So I think it was really cool for them to see that and see how it all works behind the scenes.
It's great when we're able to bring any of our teams to campus so you guys can really see what it is that you're wearing and the family that you're a part of. You guys really are an extension of our brand, of our family, of our company, everything. We're gonna stay outside for a little bit. We're gonna run over, see our gym, the new space, and then we'll head over into the cheer building. So you guys can follow me.
I love the product. First and foremost, the clothes are amazing from head to toe, male, female. Our boys, toddlers, they look awesome in the gear.
As we were walking around the facility, we saw a ton of pictures of our football team and our turf, our football turf. So it was really cool. There was definitely a Maryland theme throughout the facility. It was pretty cool to see so close to home.
We take great pride with Under Armour. It's one of our own. When you talk about Kevin Plank, the CEO, basically founded Under Armour, when he was in college here, out of a dorm room. So, he, visits, he comes to the games, we have a direct line of communication to him if we need it. And just to be able to have that kind of support when you talk about a brand like Under Armour and to have that kind of access is phenomenal.